Twisted wool, knitted foam with a beveled cut foam interface, knitted wool with a straight cut foam interface, knitted wool with no foam interface at all. Which one do we pick when we're polishing? Twisted wool is going to give you a really fast cut because it has the thickest and largest fibers. It's going to cut really cool because you're moving a lot of air around with this big mop, and you have a lot of mass for heat to dissipate into inside of the pad. So it's going to cut really fast and really cool. If you're okay with dealing with a bunch of lint and heavier holograms left behind that require more refinement and more polishing to clean up. Knitted wool with a beveled edge interface is going to give us the nicest user experience. The foam interface adds some mass to the pad to dissipate heat, and it also increases the user experience because you have a little bit of a cushion to work with. This isn't going to cut as hard as twisted wool, but it's still going to give you a pretty decent cut, and it's going to finish down a lot nicer, requiring a lot less refinement work. Knitted wool with a straight cut edge, we still get the benefits of having an interface, so it's going to dissipate heat, it's going to boost our user experience, but not going to be quite as good as having a beveled edge because there's not that flex on the edge. But what that does do for us is it gives us really precise and accurate cut all the way up to the edge of really tight areas like this when we're chasing out defects or sanding marks in tight corners or contours like this. Knitted wool without an interface or a very thin one, this is going to give you a little bit of a hybrid between twisted wool and knitted wool because more of the energy of the polisher is getting directly transferred down onto the paint without that foam interface interfering with anything in between. But that is going to cut down on the user experience. It's going to give you a little bit more vibration. You're going to need to have a little bit squishier of a backing plate to operate with something like this. What you can do to make up for the harsh user experience with a really thin or non-interfaced knitted wool is oversize it on your backing plate to give you a little bit of flexibility on this edge here. This kind of gives you an in-between between twisted wool and knitted wool, where you get a little bit nicer user experience with the flexibility on the edge. Not as harsh of a rotary hologram left behind, although you're going to have a little bit more heat buildup because you don't have that foam interface there as mass to help dissipate some of the heat.